Rich Canjemi, Mangrove Construction. We're back out here at our Redington Beach project. Made some progress here in the last few days. You can see we've gone ahead and we've finished the stem wall. So if you remember when we left off, we had the grade beam was being poured, and that was an upgraded grade beam. We had actually 3 bars, which would be normal in the grade beam, but we added an extra bar for strength here. We also tied all the pilings together, and then this, once that was poured, this 2-course stem wall was put on top of that. We went ahead and pumped that solid so that when we did the grading here, we didn't have the concern of bobcat running into it and you know, dislodging the stem wall, so that we'd have to do rework. As we have always talked about, rework is the enemy of a schedule, and it costs extra money as well. So those two things make construction projects difficult. A couple of very unique things on this site. The soil is not great. We saw all those pilings that went in the ground here. So what we've done is we've put in a floating slab. So that's disconnected from the foundation of the facility, and for good reason. We want that to go up and down as the groundwater changes just ever so slightly, and that'll actually work best in these conditions based on the soil analysis that was done by the geotechnical engineer. He's recommended a couple of things. This Geotex fabric, this is a TX5. It's as you can see, it has these points that are all connected. This was assembled, so we dug out, we put this down first, we went ahead and laid this out all throughout the slab, and then we went and backfilled. Of course, we compacted first with a plate compactor, leveled everything out, and then we put 6 inches of clean fill on top of this, and then compacted again. The next steps are the termite treatment. Your termite treatment will have to happen, and any plumbing, underground plumbing, as well as underground electrical, would be put in the ground prior to the termite, because that can't have any undisturbed soil. The plastic goes down. That membrane will keep the moisture from rising up through the slab. And then we have this upgraded 6x6 mesh. This is a 2.9. It's roughly twice the strength of a standard mesh that you'll see in most slab constructions. The very important thing is that this material is being placed between the slabs. So there's an expansion material between the stem wall so that the concrete doesn't catch. The idea here is the slab can float up and down. Okay, so it's one continuous pour in the slab, but we don't want the friction between the stem wall and the slab, and there's plenty of room between the grade beam so that the soil and the compression of the soil will allow this slab to float. So that's how this is engineered. Kind of unique solution to the soil issue, but that's not uncommon in these types of properties, because this was all built by dredging from most likely, I wasn't here to see it done, but it was most likely built by dredging off from the Boca Ciega Bay and filling in these areas, and that's pretty much what the soil report found for us. You know, when you're dealing with soils like this, you're going to see a mixture of sand, Florida clay, shell. Not the best conditions to build a house of this magnitude on, so we've gone through extra steps and precautions to make sure that we've got a good solid footing for this construction project. As you can see, we're actually pumping the slab. We've got a boom pump for convenience here. It's just going to make this way simpler for the guys to get placed to concrete. We've had quite a bit of dirt brought in. Last time we were here, it sort of looked like a paintball field. There were a number of different pits that were dug for the grade beam. Well, that's all been filled in. We also brought in about 10 trucks or so, carrying about 8 yards each. So quite a bit of fill came in here. That was all graded. We've got a rough grade here now, so in real good condition here for the slab work, as well as for us to go ahead and conduct the masonry. From here, we'll go ahead and let this will set up tomorrow within 24 hours. That's the rule. It'll be saw cut, and that essentially will keep any of the expansion cracks that may occur. We're going to want them to crack in the positions that where we saw cut. So that's pretty typical in this type of construction project. Then we're going to wait 2 days, and that'll allow us to stage the block, which will form the garage walls. So pretty straightforward process here, since we're using the most common material that's used in Florida for building, which is a CMU system, or a masonry wall system. So a lot of contractors familiar with it, and that makes this part easy. As we progress with the project, we'll move into some newer technologies that aren't the contractors in the area aren't as familiar with, and we're going to bring in some specialty contractors for that. And that'll be an ICF wall system that's placed on top of this. And you can see we've got extra reinforcements throughout. The spacing on these is significantly upgraded, and that's so that we've got a very solid foundation for this house to be built on.